Hey everyone out there, welcome to another episode of Uncensored Solar TV brought to you by my amazing team here at Solar Wolf Energy. And I want to talk to younger real estate investors today. And I wanted to pick your brains and get some feedback from you guys about what it's like to be a real estate investor while this renewable energy fossil fuel war is basically going on in our country. Now, when I look at the demographics and I separate generationally all the baby boomers, Generation X like myself, and the millennials and the zillennials, whatever we're calling them now, or whatever. But the point is I want to talk to, I guess, the millennial real estate investing crowd. Very small demographic, but growing. And from what I understand, the largest generation is actually the baby boomers. But as we know, as time goes on, they will decline. And the millennials are the second by far, the next largest group. And I wanted to talk to you guys specifically because I'm not sure that there's enough solar companies out there providing an education level as to what it's like to be a real estate investor that also understands how solar works, but more importantly, how it pertains to an ROI for you guys. I am an individual that does both. I'm obviously heavily entrenched in the solar game, but also I am a real estate investor privately as well. And just from my own personal experience, I'm able to see a pretty good ROI with the incentives that we have here in the states that I invest in. Now, of course, not every state, county, utility company, whatever, offers incentives based on generation. They may have a incentive that can only go towards a ratepayer, which is whomever the bill is provided for. In that case, there is another play for you. You may be able to put the bill in your LLC, or if you're a private investor with only one or two properties and it's in your name, you may be able to put their electric bill in your name. And then if you do get paid off the generation side of things, you get that nice middle. So, in a couple different ways you can do this. And I'll break it down for you. If you're able to get $1,000 a unit for one of your, say, a two-bedroom unit or whatever, wherever you are, that might be a lot, it might be a little, but if you can get $1,000 for one of your rental units and then tell the tenant, hey, you pay all of the expenses, cable, hot water, heat, just any of these things, that let's just say that might come out to an average of $150 a month. Whereas you might be able to say, look, I will cover all the expenses and everything's included, but it's $1,250. Now, yes, it's an extra $100 a month, but what you have to, and as an experienced real estate investor will tell you, if you're going to rent an apartment with everything included, they're not going to be conservative for the most part. Most of your tenants, if they're not paying for heat, are going to set it up so that they can wear shorts and tank tops year round. There's just something to be concerned about with the heat. Also, water, showers somehow seem to be taking longer when they're not paying for that either. These are things that you need to take consideration, which is why I would suggest adding a little cushion to that because, like I said, they're not going to be conservative. You're paying for it. You're fronting the cost. Now, the upside of this is with this, if you have an incentive that pays on generation, this is where that extra, if you do have any extra, from the extra $100 a month, if they don't use all full 100 of it and there's a few pennies that go back to you, that's nice. But on top of this, you might be able to add the incentive. So let's just say it's 10 cents a watt they pay you, and in that month they use 1,000 watts. You basically get about $100, which is nice. So you get an extra 100 you get from the solar incentive. That's a nice ROI financially. There's an additional ROI if you're a real estate investor that has visible solar on your property, and it's this. You attract people who are green-minded, renewable energy-minded, and that is where we're all going. That's where we're all heading. So on a residential sector, real estate investing side, if you have, let's say, a 3 or 4 unit, because it's a conventional loan still, if you have a 3 or a 4 unit and you have panels filling the roof, you might attract people that understand what it is you're trying to do as a landlord and have a little bit more respect for that and for the property. So there's some ROIs, most of them financial, but one of them is a feel-good factor, which I think is important. I think it's really important. The same thing can be said about you business owners. Again, you younger business owners, a lot of them doing a lot of Instagram work that are hoping to grow into a brick and mortar location. Same thing. If you have a business, you have a brick and mortar location, and your clients, customers, what have you, can see that you've taken the efforts to go green and put panels on your place, you might get a little extra business from that. Now, of course, that may or may not happen, but I would like to think that if you and a competitor are directly next to each other and you have a green-minded individual that is a common customer, I'm led to think that if your pricing is comparative for both products or services, they're going to want to choose the one that has panels on their roof. That just makes sense if they're environmentally conscious. So something to think about, food for thought when thinking about putting solar. If for you newer investors, it may be worth reaching out to a real estate investing club if you're not already in one, or a real estate investing page on Facebook or LinkedIn, what have you, and get the investors side of it. What I would caution, and even as a solar company, I would caution, don't just ask their opinion, because they might tell you one of three things. One, which is, yeah, you shouldn't do it. And it's because that solar company doesn't do it. That's a very self-serving answer. Another one is they might tell you that there's no real financial, they'll do it, but there's no real beneficial thing to it for you. It's not really advantageous for you to do that, but we'll install it and charge you more. Or you might have a company like us, where we try to, with our sales reps, even those that aren't real estate investors, we take the time to train them on the advantages of having solar on a rental property. So hopefully you find the latter in this case. Unlikely, unfortunately, because a lot of these companies are trying to push leases. Leases traditionally aren't that welcome on multifamily properties. So all that said, what I would advise you to do is contact a real estate investing club, and hopefully you can find someone within that has done solar on their property, something for you to speak with them about, go over the metrics, go over the marketing for when units become available, how you may be able to incorporate that in your pitch to be able to get to lure some better-minded tenants. So with all that said, give me some feedback below, drop a comment, tell me, are you thinking about investing in real estate? Is it something you have questions about? Reach out. I may answer myself personally, just so if I can help as many people as I can possibly. That's what really moves me these days, is how I can help. So drop a comment below, question, whatever you have, message me privately, get a hold of us. However I can help, I'd love to help you guys, especially right now as we heal as a country through all what we're going through with this virus thing. Maybe real estate is something you've never thought you could do. Maybe you've been wiped out and given a whole new chance. This is it. I hope you take it. I would strongly recommend you invest in real estate. I really do. It's a life-changing opportunity. So from all of us here at Solar Wolf Energy, I appreciate the time to watch this, and drop a comment below, smash the subscribe button, and thanks so much for watching, and thanks so much for listening. Take care.